Hi friends, welcome to another lesson from my little Moleskine jazz guitar notebook here. We are going to look at this chord voicing and we're going to move it around and come up with some nice ideas on a minor 2-5-1. When we first start playing guitar, of course, we learn our open position chords. We learn that a C is a C and a G is a G, etc, etc, and they can't really be anything else. But when we get into jazz, we start learning these more ambiguous sounds. That could be a bunch of different things, couldn't it? If I just play it completely on its own, isolation, no bass note, no harmonic context, it's not clear what that is. And one of the reasons for that is it is quartal in nature, right? The top three notes are just fourths stacked on top of each other. And then the bass note doesn't really help either. And of course, quartal voicings, fourths, like I say, are more ambiguous than thirds by their very nature. So, if you play an E flat major 7 and lower the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5th, you'll get the shape we're looking for. E flat, A, D. I do that both with my second finger and then my third finger on a G there, like that. But of course, you could also play it like that. You may know those notes already as the top part of an F13 if you've ever played. That F13 is literally the same chord. Like that. Literally the same notes, right? The same voicing. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a 2-5-1 in G minor. And we're going to stick that chord in instead of the A minor 7 flat 5. So we're going to remove this one and we're going to put this chord in. Lovely. So this is now acting as A minor 7 flat 5. It is A minor 7 flat 5. We've got an E flat. There's the A. We've got the fourth. That's a lovely extension. And we've got a G. So then what we're going to do, in fact, let's just make a little note of that. So I took my A, there it is, there's my root, and then I build it on the flat 5 of that chord. So A minor 7 flat 5, go up to the flat 5, and there it is. Which for us on the guitar, of course, is literally just go, down one string and up one fret. There it is. Now I'm going to take that same shape and I'm going to move it up a minor third. Now it's D7 altered. And if you think about your D7 like Hendrix chord that we all know and love, stick your little finger down on the E string, we get the sharp 5 as well, and of course there it is, literally the same notes. But we're playing it on the middle 4 strings today. Yeah, lovely. So that's now D7 altered. So A minor 7 flat 5, D7 altered, and let's move it up to the 13th fret, and it's now G minor 6, 9, or G minor 13. I'll put the bass notes in, 3, 4. Same thing, an octave lower, right? Let's do it on string 4 as well. And then here, G minor 6. Again, you might think of that as the top part of a C13. Same thing, right? Or how about... So that already to me sounds really cool. I love the sound of that. It is more, like I say, more ambiguous. It sounds more, I don't know, more colourful to my ears than just going. Now the nice, before we get into playing single lines off that stuff, I think what you should do is just take a moment to just analyse how we find those voicings in relation to bass notes, in relation to the root notes. So A minor 7 flat 5, this shape is built on the flattened 5th of the chord, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There it is, like that. And then on D7, it's built on the major third. And then on G minor, it's built on the minor third. So A minor 7 flat 5, you play it off the flat and fifth of the chord. On D7, it's on the major third, and on G minor, the minor third. Lovely stuff. So then what I would do is just play that in a bunch of different keys, and then maybe have a go at just sticking them into a couple of tunes I know that are quite minor. So Beautiful Love, Alone Together, Woody and You. Woody and You would be a good one because it's just a load of descending minor 2/5s, isn't it? So that'd be a great place to practice this. Okay, next thing we're going to do is we're going to take that chord shape and we're going to come up with some lines, and then we're going to move them around and see if it works, see if the same principle applies. It does. So I'm going to take this chord and I'm going to not think too much about the complicated chord scale relationships just yet. I literally just want to find a little arpeggio, a little line that sounds a bit like that chord. So why don't we play a major arpeggio down to the flat and fifth, or sharp 11, and then up to the major 7th. And let's start on the major 7th below, so ba, ba. And let's play that as a triplet. 3, 4, 1. Yeah, that sounds like the chord. Then I'm going to move that up a minor third. So now play the same line on D7. Or transposed up to D7 altered. And now let's do the same thing on G minor, see if it works. Of course it does. So I sit there for a few minutes and, like I just did there, just come up with a load of different variations so that I'm not just playing the exact... First thing you should do is play the exact same thing, but then once you get used to that, see if you can just kind of manipulate it. It sounds really cool because you are literally taking a little motif, a little idea, and you're manipulating it through the harmony, which sounds great, right? And gives hopefully will give your soloing a little bit of structure, and yeah, it's one of the things we do, right? And then, like I say, try that in a bunch of different keys and you will be off and running with this concept. It's not too difficult, is it, to get your head around it? One thing that I think you should try and do sort of quite early on once you start playing this is get used to moving it across the different string sets. So, unless they're going all the way up here, play it on strings 1, 2, 3 and 4. Hours of fun, right? Have some fun with that. This chord can be a ton of other things as well, but for now, let's just treat it as a minor 7 flat 5, an altered chord, and a minor chord. Just get that into your playing. All right, I am, just to sort of finish this lesson off, I'm going to stick Drum Genius on and have a little jam, just trying to mess around with some of this stuff, so hopefully you can hear it, and I'll try and be a little bit more loose with it in my playing. If you like this sort of no-nonsense jazz guitar education, then please do consider giving me a little like and subscribe. I'm going to try and build this channel up in the coming weeks, months and years. My plan is to continue with some more educational stuff. I've got some backing tracks as well where we can literally just have a little jam. And also I'm going to get out and maybe do some little interviews with some of my jazz guitar playing buddies here in the UK. There are some great jazz guitarists here that you may not have come across because they're all, like myself, just kind of jobbing on the scene in London and around England. Yeah, it'd be great for you guys to hear some more about that. So I'm going to finish off with a bit of Drum Genius jamming. Apparently this is me jamming with Max Roach. That would be nice. It would have been nice for me. Not sure about for Max Roach. All right, 1, 2.